Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from the Dallas News. Now, this is a situation where they're trying to call one thing another. See, this is written by Todd J. Gilman, and it was published on November 23rd. And basically, they're like, well, 47% of votes in Democrats won 47% of votes in congressional races. They should have more seats. This is the idea of 2016. Same type of idea, except they're going to try to claim it's gerrymandering, that people move to a particular area, and that area votes Republican. I think, oh, well, this is both sides. No. This is not gerrymandering, and this is not a both side thing. This is people move to a particular area who happen to be conservative, and because they happen to be in these areas, they tend to get more votes. And this is what pisses them off, because they want to try to, what they're calling for is gerrymandering. Because they want to reshape congressional lines, district lines, so that they can get more seats. Because people, that are conservative tend to live in these areas and gain more, and as a result, they gain more seats. It's not their problem that all the liberal lefties tend to live in one fucking area. To try to act like that means gerrymandering is dishonest and sleazy. But that's what Todd here tries to do, who's the Washington bureau chief for the Dallas News. So let's see what Todd here has to say. Texas Republicans collected half of the votes statewide in congressional races this month. But even after Democrats flipped 2 districts, toppling GOP veterans in Dallas and Houston, Republicans will control 23 of the state's 36 seats. Well, yes, that's because Dallas and Houston have become pretty lefty. They're liberal leftists, soy boy, millennial, hipster type central. Of course, they fucking went in that direction, and you're pissed that they only control those 2 regions. That's what this comes down to, Todd. It's not the definition of gerrymandering. You are a sleazy, lying sack of shit. Gerrymandering would be setting up the district lines to disenfranchise certain groups. But because those 2 particular areas, Dallas and Houston, are cities, and people on the left tend to live in cities, you're upset. I mean, like I said, this is like the 2016 presidential election. They got LA and New York, and they're like, but we got the popular vote. Hillary got the popular vote. She should be president. This is the same exact thing. They're trying to paint it a different way, but that's what this is. And that's why I'm doing this article, because this fucking shitbag Todd is a lying, disgusting, sleazy individual. You wouldn't expect perfect proportionality, but when something is really skewed, that's probably a sign that something's amiss, said redistricting expert Michael Lee. No! See, he's talking about redistricting. He's a redistricting expert, but I'm sure he's a Democrat. Nothing is really skewed. Outside those 2 cities, Texas is unbelievably fucking red. That's what skews it, you dumb shit. Oh, wait, you're probably not a dumb shit. You're probably just a dishonest one. Demographically and politically, the state is evolving faster in some places than in others. Many Texas Republicans in Congress face surprisingly close calls in the 2018 midterms. Yes, because the demographics of these regions are changing. They're becoming more left. But that still isn't good enough for you. You don't want to work within that of the left spreading within the counties and winning legitimately. No, you want to cry gerrymandering. You want to cry being dishonest. You want to make it like that the Republicans have shit rigged when they don't. Boundaries drawn early this decade to maximize GOP power blunted the damage. Bullshit. Bullshit. I love how they the GOP power, yeah. Boundaries drawn early this decade. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Oh my God. Conservative areas are going to vote conservative. You're going to have, all right, look at Texas. The only really blue areas are the two that you named off. So, of course, there's going to be more Republican representation. Because a district is voting for their representative. Like, say, on a state level. Those districts are going to have more representatives in the region, in their state government, I would assume, as a result. Kind of common sense. And the thing would still be reflective on a federal level, too, on this note. But the bulwarks built after the last census have begun to weaken. The midterms exposed unexpected shortcomings as college-educated white women, traditionally a major source of votes for the Texas GOP, abandoned the party. Oh, bullshit. This is a complete fabrication. When you have Beto O'Rourke from the Guadalajara O'Rourkes having his staff openly admit they know thousands upon thousands of illegal fucking aliens are voting for their man. If they know it, he knows it. That's part of the reason why the Democrats did so fucking well, is because you had thousands upon thousands of fucking illegals voting. Because that's why the Democrats don't want it, so that you have to present an ID when you go to vote. Because then these illegals can't vote. Then they can't have dead people vote. Then they can't do anything else on that note. And their excuses is that minorities are basically too stupid to know where the DMV is to get a driver's license or non-driver's ID. That's their best fucking argument, too. This is what's going on. Let's be honest. I love this narrative, well, the women are abandoning the GOP and it's because of Trump, big, bad, evil Trump. That's not true. If it was, these white women that CNN has been spurging on about that support the president wouldn't be a thing. They do the same thing on the note of the Republicans, too. That would not be happening. Holy shit. Some were repelled by President Donald Trump and at the same time intrigued by Rep. Beto O'Rourke, the El Paso Democrat who offered a vision of less confrontational leadership, albeit with a liberal bent. Yeah. They were intrigued by a fucking criminal. By a B&E shitbag. Yeah, sure. That's the fucking narrative, huh? No. He changed his name to Beto and went, I'm a Mexican Irishman. And fucking courted the Mexican vote. Be fucking honest. In Dallas, lawyer and former pro football player Colin Allred ousted Rep. Pete Sessions, a member of the GOP leadership. In Houston, lawyer Lizzie Panel Fletcher unseated Rep. John Culberson, who led a subcommittee that controls billions in federal spending. But see, this is what's funny. Two cities that are becoming more and more liberal shitholes. That makes sense. See, they don't want to admit that these concentrations of the left are what is fucking them. Like it did in 2016. It's the same exact shit. But they think people are so stupid, they're not going to figure out That's what's going on here, and believe this gerrymandering bullshit false narrative. They really think that people are going to buy into this shit. Both districts have seen some of the fastest demographic shifts in the state, with the non-white share of the electorate rapidly shrinking. They were stocked with high-income, highly educated white voters, long presumed to be Republican. Many turned out to be swing voters under the right circumstances. Let's leave out all the influx of the Californians fleeing the shitbag state that it is. You know, the leftist shitbag state that it is. Who have gone to Texas and are now trying to turn that into the same fucking type of shithole. Because those are the two cities that they moved to. Let's leave that out of this. Wow. I mean, this is such propagandistic bullshit. It's not even funny. These districts weren't built to re-elect Republicans in the age of Donald Trump, said Lee. The Republican Party of today is almost unrecognizable to people of 2011. Bullshit! The only thing that's different is Donald fucking Trump and shit actually getting done. On that note, yeah, it's unrecognizable because you actually see Republicans accomplishing some shit because Trump has got their feet to the fire. He's not a typical Republican who makes promises and doesn't follow through, which the Democrats are no better or different on that note. See, they're trying to make it like, oh, well, it's unrecognizable. Yeah, people are voting on the economy and shit like that. Let's be honest about that, too. With Trump having the economy good, that scares them. They thought they were going to have a big-ass blue wave. They thought Beto was going to freaking stomp Ted Cruz into the ground. And in order to even get him remotely close, it took thousands upon thousands of illegals voting, which his own staff admitted they knew was a thing going on. And a shit ton of money. Like, it was like the idea of Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump. They pumped millions upon millions upon millions, and most of it was like Hollywood money and shit going to Beto. And he still got his ass handed to him in the end. Independents in Texas have been in the habit of backing Republicans. But they can be re-educated to see Democrats as an option, said Steve Bickerstaff, a retired University of Texas adjunct law professor whose books include Lines in the Sand about the 2003 redistricting fight in Texas. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can re-educate them. Oh, that doesn't sound fucking 1984 fucking creepy. Sure, okay, Bickerstaff. Fuck you, dude. You're not going to re-educate them. You're not going to brainwash them. Not going to happen. Trump O'Rourke factors. Both parties engage in gerrymandering when they can, in Texas and around the country. Republicans have held a tight grip on Austin since 1998 when they swept statewide elections and opened an era for one-party rule that has lasted 2 decades. Oh, bullshit. It's because Austin is a conservative fucking city. Or at least it has been up until more recently. While the left was focusing on Dallas and Houston and moving there and making it more left, Austin stayed conservative. Sorry to break that to you, but that's the fact of the matter. But O'Rourke came within 2.6 percentage points of Senator Ted Cruz. O'Rourke's coattails combined with the drag of Trump put on the GOP showed that the 2012 map doesn't provide as much certainty as it used to. Oh, bullshit. Wow. They literally think that they can claim something and will it into existence. It took how much money to get Beto that close? To get Beto O'Rourke from the Guadalajara O'Rourkes. How much money did it take? It took, besides a name change and him trying to claim that he's fucking, part Mexican. He's black Irish. That's where he got his dark hair. And his darker complexion. He's fucking black Irish. It's not Mexican. I say he does a DNA test. Bet you he's got not one drop of Mexican blood in his sorry fucking ass. I mean, this is ridiculous. It took all these lies and a bunch of illegals voting for him to get that close, and he still didn't win. In Texas, you have pretty polarized voting by racial lines. So if you just draw districts to minimize the African American and Latino vote, you go a long way to having an advantage for Republican, said Lee, a senior counsel at the Brennan Center for Justice at New York University. It mostly worked this decade. It partially collapsed this election in a couple of districts that tell you a little bit of why gerrymandering is hard in Texas than in other states, because Texas is changing so fast. Bullshit, 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 bullshit. It has nothing to do with the fact of the size of the population of those particular groups. Oh, no, nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do that in comparison to, let's say Democrats to Republicans, there's been more Republicans there. That has no factor to it either. It's racism. Jesus fucking Christ. This is such, this is such sleazy, dishonest, propagandistic shit. In 2 GOP-held districts that Trump carried, O'Rourke topped Cruz. That helped fellow Democrats come much closer than expected. It doesn't mean shit. People voted on Trump, not along party fucking lines. You cannot use that to try to show the state of the Republican Party. It does not work like that. The Rust Belt, which Hillary thought that she had in the fucking bag, voted for Trump. Jesus. Oh my God. In Dallas, area 24th District, Rep. Kenny Marchant, Republican couple, survived with a margin of just 3 percentage points over a little-known challenger he outspent 11-1. How much did Beto outspend Cruz? Oh, you don't want to mention that, but you mention this. Oh, God, you are so pathetic. Seriously, the Dallas News is a joke. In suburban Houston's 2nd District, Rep. Ted Poe notched 2-1 blowouts for years. He retired this year. Dan Crenshaw, a retired Navy SEAL who lost an eye in Afghanistan, won by 7 points. National Democrats might have paid attention to the race had they recognized the opportunity. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Against a veteran who lost an eye, they would have really done well. Ha 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 ha. Bullshit. Bullshit. This is some fucked up shit. O'Rourke fought Cruz nearly to a draw in the 6th District, where Arlington Rep. Joe Barton's retirement paved the way for his former Chief of Staff, Ron Wright, the Tarrant County tax assessor-collector. There, the map enacted by legislature after the 2010 census operated as intended. Democratic nominee Jenna Lynn Sanchez ran up the score in Tarrant County precincts, but conservative voters in Ellis County put Wright over the top. So that's another thing they're leaving out. These districts were drawn by census data. They leave that fact out too. But they go, oh, well, here it's working right. Make up your fucking mind. They'd use the census data to do the previous ones that you're claiming are gerrymandering because they're conservative districts. Rep. Michael McCall, Republican Austin, outspent his challenger 4-1 in a district that runs from the west side of Houston to the east side of Austin. The rural midsection kept the outgoing House Homeland Security chairman in his seat with a narrow 4-point win. Oh, I love how 4 points is narrow, like all these different... Wow. No, 1 point is narrow. Jesus Christ. I love how they friggin'... They're so desperate to push a narrative. And they talk about proportional share, and this really pisses me off because it's the idea of popular vote. That's not how these things work. It works by district. It works by county, like in other states. It works by parish, like in Louisiana. And those get broken down even further. But because you have conservatives spread out over more districts, it's not fair. It's not fair that because all the lefties are in one little area. It's not proportional. Well, it's not meant to be. It's a representational government. It's not a mob rule democracy. It's a republic. Just north of Austin, Rep. John Carter, another senior Republican, beat M.J. Hager by 3 points in a district that Trump carried by 13 points. See, 3 points here is a big fucking thing, but 4 points is close the other way around. That's what I'm talking about. Those districts were gerrymandered to absorb Democrats, said Matt Engel, a veteran Democrat strategist who has been involved in Texas redistricting fights for 2 decades. Oh, bullshit. There are some of these congressional districts that Beto defined as more in play than any of us thought. Those ex-urban areas are getting away from them. They don't want the shift to happen naturally. They would rather restructure the districts so that they can get people like Beto in who couldn't win on his own. Even with Hillary Clinton levels of funding in proportion to Trump, like with her and Trump, in proportion to him and Cruz. Dave Wasserman. At this rate, ours will have no choice but to draw a new safe Dem Austin vote sync with when Texas gains seats in 2022. Much of ours did in Columbus, Ohio in 2012. Oh my God. The Democrats did it for fucking years. The Republicans don't pull. They might pull some of this shit, but they don't pull it nearly as bad. See, you got to learn from the Democrat playbook. If you're doing something fucking shady, you blame the other party for doing that same thing, whether they're doing it or not. Other lopsided states. See, now they got to bring in the other states. Texas is hardly the only state whose partisan ratio in Congress is out of whack. North Carolina's split has been in a 10-3 favor of Republicans all this decade. That's because North Carolina is a really red fucking state. Holy shit. This should go to show they don't want the Republicans to be able to gain any power or any seats. This is like with the left calling to add more seats to the Supreme Court and shit like that. They are literally trying to find ways to cheat and say that the other side is doing it and that they're only trying to level the playing field. In Ohio, Republicans hold 12 of 16 seats, yet in both states, these parties are a near parity in statewide voting. Yes, statewide voting, because you have areas that are a concentration of the Democrat left. If they spread out, if they move to other counties, then you wouldn't have that problem. But see, you don't want to admit that's the fucking issue. Because then there's nothing to see here. Oh my God. This is why I cover this article. This is because it's such propagandistic bullshit. It's literally popular vote, we should get this. It's the friggin' reing from 2016, repackaged and rehashed. You might as well not have elections, said Lee. Bullshit, because you have all these counties outside these centers of left Democrat fucking shitholeville that vote Republican, and you're saying, well, you might as well just not vote. Oh, fuck you. You're trying to make it sound like this is some Republican conspiracy, when it's the fact that all of you lefty Democrat types tend to live in cities. Jesus Christ. In Pennsylvania, which, like Ohio, has one senator from each party, voters picked Barack Obama twice and Trump in 2016. Yet Republicans nabbed 13 of 18 House seats the last 3 elections. I live in a state that tends to be red, but yet somehow it keeps electing Democrats. Okay, because New Hampshire, if you go around, you look, there's conservative signs all over the fucking place, and never shit for the fucking Democrat candidates. But yet, we have Democrat senators, we have, Democrat members of the House and shit like that. Which makes no fucking sense. But yet it happens. I think shady shit's going on that note, but here you are trying to say that, oh, this is shady shit, when it's the fact that outside those cities, the Democrats don't have much of a fucking presence. You want more weight because you have more people congregated in a smaller area. It does not work like that. And I love this, like, they're literally like with this idea of, which, like Ohio, one senator from each party, voters then picked Barack Obama twice and Trump in 2016, and then they go, yet Republicans nabbed 13 of the 18 House seats in the last 3 elections. Well, you want to know why? Because the state tends to be more conservative. Because the districts outside, Scranton, outside Pittsburgh, those types of cities, they tend to be really conservative. It's just a fact of life that you don't want to deal with. In January, the state Supreme Court struck down that map and imposed a new one. This month, Democrats and Republicans split the pie in half, 9 seats each. Because, the court had to fucking be an activist fucking court and change shit and nullify the vote of, other voting districts. Because, heaven forbid, people choose to live within a city limit and put more voters in one area. Because, isn't this the same type of idea where they go, California, LA and New York City have more voters. It's a popular vote. They should win. It's the same exact fucking argument as far as I can see. Am I missing something here? In March, the Brennan Center published a study entitled Extreme Gerrymandering and the 2018 Midterm. Yeah, because you expected the blue wave to happen and it didn't. So now you're trying to come up with every fucking excuse like you did when Trump won. It's disgusting. It's vile. You are pathetic people. The closer the correlation between votes and seats, the higher the responsiveness. Texas has an especially non-responsive map where even a huge jump in the minority party's share of votes isn't likely to yield much gain. Because you're all concentrated within 2 cities. Jesus, how hard is that to figure out? Heading into the 2018 midterms, Texas Democrats held 11 of 36 seats. Brennan projected that getting to 13 would be nearly impossible unless they toppled 51% of the vote statewide. They managed it with 47%. Lee credits the combination of Trump and O'Rourke factors. Oh my God. You mean like the thousands of illegals that his staff knew were voting for him? You mean that factor with O'Rourke? Whether that's a realignment or a blip remains to be seen, he said. Still, Texas Democrats would have 4 more seats in January if their share of districts tracked their share of votes. This is what pisses me off about the left. They call it gerrymandering because you have conservatives living outside these cities, which if they lived in them, they'd have absolutely no say. But because they live outside of them, in districts where they actually have some influence, it's not fair. We should have equality of outcome, not equality of opportunity. That's what this is. That's what this comes down to. That defines gerrymandering. Texas is racially and politically gerrymandered in an egregious way, Engel said. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Let's pull out the race card. It isn't the fact that, Texas is overwhelmingly red outside Houston and Dallas. It isn't that. Oh, no, it's my racism. Jesus H. Christ. In 1992, the last time Democrats controlled Texas government and redistricting, they won 21 of 30 U.S. House seats with just under half of the statewide vote, a far more lopsided outcome than the one Republicans achieved in the past several elections. Yeah, no one thought that they intentionally rigged shit and then Republicans set it back because the state is overwhelmingly red. It's overwhelmingly Republican. But yet you want an equal outcome. It doesn't work like that. District-wise, it is overwhelmingly red. County-wise, it's overwhelmingly red. You have 2 cities that are liberal, left, Democrat shitholes or working their way in that direction. That's what's going on. You have a concentration. You don't have it spread out to where you can control these other districts. And that irks you. Texas has been awarded 3 new seats after the 1990 census. Those were drawn to ensure minority control. The rest, recalled Engel, were drawn to protect incumbents in both parties, creating a slow-motion shift. Oh, so basically they stacked the deck the other direction. Okay. When John Bryant quit to run for the Senate, Sessions replaced him. In the 1994 Republican Revolution, Mac Thornberry defeated Bill Sarpalius, and Steve Stockman ousted Jack Brooks. The Democratic takeover ends. Thornberry's stint as Armed Service Chairman, Stockman recently got a 10-year prison term for stealing contributions. That map was an incumbent gerrymander. It's not a Democratic gerrymander, Engel insisted. Oh, bullshit! Bullshit. The Democrats rig shit so that they can keep fucking control. They move into a fucking state and don't like the fact that because they move into 2 areas for the most part, they can't take control. They don't want to play by the fucking rules. And yet it's the Republicans that are gerrymandering. Oh, bullshit. Lee views that distinction as blurry, noting that most incumbents at the time were in fact Democrats. The most contentious redistricting fight in Texas, and perhaps anywhere, came in 2003 when Tom DeLay, then the U.S. House Majority Leader, prodded Republicans in Austin to take a second crack at congressional lines and unprecedented mid-decade redistricting. Democratic state lawmakers fled to Oklahoma and New Mexico but couldn't stall forever. The new map took aim at 10 Anglo-Democratic incumbents. 8 were pushed out or defeated. The plan was a master of gerrymandering, said Bickerstaff, the retired attorney. DeLay was trying to make the Democratic Party unattractive to non-Hispanic white voters and the candidates by making all of the elected officials either black or brown. Oh, bullshit. playing the fucking racism card here. It wasn't their stance on things. It wasn't anything like that. It was because the big bad white voters were afraid of black and brown. Oh, bullshit. You all have to play that fucking race card because you got nothing. Areas of Democratic strength were carved up. Travis County was split 5 ways. Dallas and Tarrant counties were also divided to dilute Democratic voting strength, Bickerstaff said. Oh, bullshit. It was rigged for the favor of the Democrats. They then turned that back, and that was gerrymandering in the favor of the Republicans. Because somehow, in a red fucking state, Democrats take control, and that isn't a little shady or shifty or anything like that. That's just natural. And then they have to redistrict shit to keep their fucking control. Oh, that's just natural. So then Republicans come in and straighten shit out and make it so that the red counties have a say again and they regain control of shit. Because people got fed up with, because they leave out the fact that even with them redistricting to favor them, Republicans managed to regain control because you had a lot of Redding in the note of conservative, not Republican Party, with Texas. But you have a lot of conservatives there. They'll vote Democrat if they're conservative Democrats. But didn't happen. So it's over. My racism. They set the district straight so that these conservatives get their say back, and now you're going gerrymandering, not fair. And now you want to rig shit, and you're trying to say, well, we got half the vote. We should have more seats. Don't work that way. It's like the idea of the Electoral College. It's no different. You want to change a district, move more Democrats in it. It's really that simple. Republicans claimed 21 of 32 seats with 58% of the statewide votes. Texas gained 4 seats after the 2010 census. With the same 58% vote, Republicans claimed 2/3 of the seats. Growth this decade puts Texas on track to gain 2 or 3 more seats after the 2020 census. Yeah. Well, that all depends. Because they count illegals for that shit, too, for some fucked up reason. With the cracking down on shit, how many illegals are going to be there? Just saying. I mean, when you get thousands of them voting for Beto, just a thought. Bickerstaff pointed out that Democrat turnout spiked in 2018. No, it did not. You didn't have a blue wave. It didn't spike. You had thousands of illegals voting and shit like that. Beto didn't win. It took millions and millions and millions of dollars. And him coming out on a skateboard going, look, I'm edgy, I'm cool. And you still didn't win. So this year wouldn't be a good benchmark to say how many seats each party should win. But he said, if there has been any change, it's favored the Democrats. Bullshit. I think some of it has to do with some rigging and illegal voting and shit like that more than, a blue wave or a change in heart or things like that. But I mean, this just goes to show that the Democrats can't deal with losing, and they'll try to rig the playing field to their advantage any which way they can. It's fucking hilarious. And they're like, well, both sides do it, and then all they do is talk about Republicans. And they barely touch on the fact of what the Democrats did. They managed, because the Republicans pissed them off so much, the Democrats got in control, and then they redistricted to keep that control. But let's leave that out of the fucking narrative. Let's barely even go there. And then when the Republicans straighten it out, that's gerrymandering. Go figure. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.